I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on GABN, we're talking family drama, buried truths, and the kind of secret that changes everything. The name of the book we're exploring is called Abbey's Road. It is written by a terrific author. Her name is Danna Schweitzer. When the keeper of the secret dies, the ordinary life everyone thought they knew starts to unravel fast. If you love emotional suspense, complicated relationships, and page-turning revelations, you're in the right place. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put her on TV today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her amazing book. The links are below this interview. Danna, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Good to see you, Logan.
Good to see you, my friend. Great to have you on the show. Let's talk about the inspiration. What sparked the idea for Abbey's Road?
All of my books come from the characters. They sort of live in my head until they absolutely must come out, and then I have to write a story about them. So I always meet the people that are in my stories before I write what's going on in their lives. I don't use an outline, and I never know how it's going to end, or even when it's going to end. Because sometimes I come to what I think is an end for these characters, and then a week later it starts to bubble up again, and I have to sit down and write a little more.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of organic that way. The story takes you where the story takes you, as opposed to some kind of pre-planned design as to where the story will go. I write the same way. I think it's a very positive way to write. Talk to us a little bit about why you wanted the secret holder to pass away before the revelation.
Sometimes I think that's really important. Part of what often happens in families like this one, is that there will be a sort of a controlling person in the family. Somebody has to be in charge, sort of thing. And a family will go along. This was my idea of it from the very beginning, that a family goes along and they're all sort of living life however it's occurring for them. But then when this controller person passes away, things come to light that no one expects. No one thought was going to happen.
Exactly.
But I think a lot of it too was my character Abbey is in a questioning part of her life. She's wondering if she's wondering who she is. In one part of the book early on, she says, my husband died. We'd always had this idea that we would travel and go to New York or Chicago and look off of the top of high buildings. And here I am in a little hotel in a neighboring town, and I don't even know anybody.
Yeah. Got to ask you about the title, Abbey's Road. It's a lot like the Beatles album, Abbey Road. Is that a coincidence, or or is it by design? Talk to us about that.
It's all the way through the book, as I was writing it, the main character's name was Abbey. When I got about halfway through the book, I began to realize that she was going down her path, whatever it was, even if it was something she didn't know, didn't expect. And so it came out as Abbey's Road.
Gotcha.
And I kept thinking she'd let me change her name somewhere in there so it wasn't a Beatles song, but she never did.
Well, I think it's kind of good. If somebody's searching for Abbey Road, if Abbey's Road comes up, all the better. Let me ask you this, without spoilers, how would you describe the type of secret to our audience that's at the heart of this novel?
The secret concerns the eldest daughter and a man's love for his child. It isn't a secret that he adores his child, but the walls he built around her in order to protect her.
Yeah. Absolutely. If you could give the folks a little bit of an overview of the story, set them up a little bit.
Well, it was in the beginning, the book describes each of the four main characters in kind of in depth,
Mhm.
so that we get to meet Abbey and her three children um, in the very beginning. And they are a happy, cohesive family. The children are adults and
Mhm.
on their own. And it's really character driven. It's I think it's a life that a person could easily live,
Hmm. Yeah.
and hopefully the readers will find a similarity in who. I always have to laugh at this part.
Yeah.
I have a little sister who's a very artistic person, and she just knows that the youngest daughter was her.
People see themselves in characters, even if it's unintentional at times,
Yes,
without a
we hope
doubt.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you envisioned this book as a TV series or a series of films or anything like that?
Yes.
Yeah,
I actually have done a movie script for it,
wonderful.
uh, but I keep thinking, it really might make a pretty good TV sitcom for a year or two. You never
Yeah.
know.
Yep, you never know from your lips to Hollywood's ear. So
There you go.
hopefully it winds up in the right place on the right desk, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your writing career.
Well, my writing career um, has been pretty much hidden until the last, 10, 15 years.
Hmm.
Um, I guess I've always written. I think I was in the third grade when I realized that writing poetry was fun. So I
Hmm.
did that. But being able to publish what I write that's a whole other thing. So I have this backlog of stuff that I can draw from. The first book I ever published was called If God is a Woman, Who Am I?
Hmm.
And it's just short stories and uh, poetry put together, but it was a self published sort of thing.
Hmm.
Um, but I had a lot of fun and doing that. Um, my husband and I have seven children and seven grandchildren and four
Wow.
great grandchildren from here on the farm. And so they're all grown now and they all
Yeah.
live in their own houses. And I love it. So I
Yeah.
have plenty of time for uh, writing and listening to the characters.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Writing is a great pastime, and it's great to
Yeah.
tell stories and to live in that world while you're creating it. What was it like living in Abby's world when you were creating her story?
I had to keep her um, top of mind that she sort of lived her life to help other people, but sometimes she ended up being taken advantage of. And so I had to listen to her heart when she would say, "Well, that's life.
Yeah,
I'm just going to go on."
yeah. Amazing, amazing. Will this book be continued in a sequel? This story?
Um, it has been.
Oh, okay. Tell us about the sequel.
The sequel is Abbey's Road, um, the
Uh,
rest of the story.
Okay.
Abbey's Road, the rest of the story. It's coming out, I think, in about a week.
Okay, wonderful. Well, we'll look for that. And where does without giving too much away, where does the adventures or the story take Abby?
Well, it takes her into a happy place
Yeah.
and new people to meet. Um, and I see her coming to some conclusions about what she wants to do from here on out because
Mm,
everything's pretty open.
yeah. Very cool. Tell us what life on the farm is like for you there in Oklahoma. Do you have livestock? Do you have,
Mm.
tell us.
Yes, we have um, cow calf pairs. We
Hmm.
raise young calves, so we keep mama cows and daddy cows, and then we sell the babies. And as I've often told our children when they become enamored of some little calf out there because they're so cute. I said, don't name your lunch, honey. So life on the farm is very good. I like it. My husband is fourth generation farmer right here on this big plotch of land. And
Did you grow up farming? Or
no,
did
I
you?
did not.
Yeah.
I was born in Kansas, in the
Hmm.
city. I was a
Gotcha.
city kid, but I always wanted to be on a farm.
Yeah.
And so when I met him, that was my chance.
Yeah.
And we have great fun here. Once a month, all the kids come over and we have a big brunch on
Mm.
the first Sunday of the month. And I have about 45 people, just family,
Wow.
about 45 for Christmas Eve and Thanksgiving. So
That's
it's fun.
wonderful. That's
It is.
wonderful. Yeah. It's great that the family is still close, and it's great that you all get together for that once a month, a celebration. And
Yeah.
Christmas Eve at your house or Christmas at your house sounds wonderful with just 45 people. A short invite list. Yeah.
Right.
Amazing. Amazing. Of all the books you've written, how many books have you written? And do you have a favorite among them? I know it's like asking to choose among children, but I'll
It
ask you
is.
anyway.
I've written four, or I published four, um, working on number five.
Yeah.
I have Abbey's Road, and then I have Secrets in the Desert, which I had written several years before. And then the first one that I wrote, which is If God is a Woman, Who Am I?
Mm.
And then I wrote a biography of a little church here in Oklahoma. It's a small church and Catholic church, and how it
Mm.
all came together. I wrote the biography of that.
Very cool. Very cool. Let me ask you the question. If God is a woman, who am I? Does
Mhm.
God's gender affect anything?
Does it?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think we think of Jesus as male because Jesus was a historic character and was male. Um, the God, the creator, I don't think he's a old man up there with a long beard. I think it's a more
Right.
of a force or a power. So I
Yeah.
don't know if God has a gender. But to be honest with you, when I pray to God, I do think of probably a male, but I probably pray to Jesus more than I pray to God because I'm
Sure.
familiar with Jesus.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
Well, when I get right down to it, and which I put, I think, at the end of If God is a Woman, Who Am I? I ask the question, does that change who I am if God were a woman? And my answer is always this little snippet that I wrote when I was in the eighth grade.
Hmm.
I wrote, I am I, who am, who once was, who someday will be. I
Yeah.
just am who I am.
Yep, exactly. I like it. I am who I am. It reminds me of a limerick my father used to say a lot. One day I saw upon a little stair, one day I saw upon the stair a little man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. Oh, how I wish he'd go away. Kind of similar in a way, but yours is much more
Yes.
metaphysical, which is wonderful. Well, this book is great, folks. It's called Abbey's Road. It's written by Danna Schweitzer. When the keeper of the secret dies, the ordinary life everyone thought they knew starts to unravel, and it unravels fast. If you love emotional suspense, complicated relationships, and page-turning revelations, you're in the right place. Danna, thank you so much for joining me here today.
All right. Thank you.
I appreciate your time, your insight, and the wonderful work you've done on this book, and we look forward to the sequel. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on the Global Book Network.